Hi everybody, my name is that Joe Guy. Going through the blue door here in Dragon Age Inquisition. Those things are so loud. So loud.
'Tis not what I expected. What was this chamber used for?
Judgment? Oh.
We're being watched.
Venavis, you are unlike the other invaders. You stumble down our paths at the side of one of our own. You bear the mark of magic, which is familiar.
Really?
How has this come to pass? What is your connection to those who first disturbed our slumber?
See, I don't think that I need to really withhold anything from these guys. There's no way that they wouldn't want to stop Corypheus no matter what I tell them. I just can't imagine that being the case. And however, the worst thing that they could do is say, tell to leave it to them, which would be bad. They just can't. What do you mean?
I don't understand the slumber bit. Who are you?
I am called Abelas. We are Sentinels, tasked with standing against those who trespass on sacred ground. We wake only to fight, to preserve this place. Our numbers diminish with each invasion. I know what you seek. Like all who have come before you, you wish to drink from the Vira Belasan.
The place of the Way of Sorrows. He speaks of the well.
It is not for you. It is not for any of you.
I think I will try and do this part here and hopefully won't lose this option, but I do want to ask this question.
So you're elves from ancient times? Before the Tevinter Imperium destroyed Arlathan?
The Shemlin did not destroy Arlathan.
Really?
We Elven warred upon ourselves. By the time the doors to this sanctuary closed, our time was over. We awaken only when called, and each time find the world more foreign than before. It is meaningless. We endure. The Vira Belasan must be preserved.
What is this Vira Belasan exactly?
It is a path, one walked only by those who toiled in Mithal's favor.
Oh.
He speaks of priests, perhaps.
More than that, you need not know.
A path to the Fade directly without using the anchor? A way to physically enter the Fade? But not using the Alluvian? Maybe because the Alluvian doesn't go to the Fade, it goes to a side place, but... Alright, Solus, please.
Solus, perhaps he'll listen to you.
What shall I say, Inquisitor? Shall I sway him from a millennia of service by virtue of our shared blood? He clings to all that remains of his world, because he lacks the power to restore it.
Alright, that's fair. I just thought you might have some insight, not because you were both elves. Well, okay, primarily because you were both elves, but... well. You've been talking up like you know more about this place or know more what to expect, so don't you at me, yo. We came to stop him.
We came to stop Corypheus. He's here to take your well, not I.
I believe you.
Good.
Trespassers you are, but you have followed rites of petition. You have shown respect to Mithal. If these others are enemies of yours, we will aid you in destroying them.
Excellent.
When this is done, you shall be permitted to depart. And never return.
I'm okay with
This is our goal, is it not? There is no reason to fight these Sentinels.
Consider carefully. You must stop Corypheus, yes, but you may also need the well for your own.
Accept the Sentinels bargain, refuse the Sentinels offer, we may need that well. Yeah. I trust them, and yeah, we may need the well. But there's so much like we don't understand about things, and so much of this game and the stories here have been about messing with things that we do not understand without the proper caution. And whilst if the well was unguarded and safe, then I would potentially want to experiment with it because no progress comes otherwise, but it's not worth blowing through this ancient civilization to do so. Absolutely not. We will ally.
I accept your offer.
You will be guided to those you seek. As for the Vira Belasan, it shall not be despoiled, even if I must destroy it myself.
No!
Morrigan! Whoa, what is it she wants? Alright. Hi, elven friend. This way. That was unexpected. Come on, Limpy. Well, we can't rush.
This would be our guide.
Mytholanast.
That's helpful, since Morrigan chased off on her own.
She seeks to protect the Well of Sorrows.
And she doesn't want it destroyed. Exactly. And neither do I, for the record. What's going on with this guy? Really thin and weedy. Let's see if we can get a good look at him. Oh, it's definitely an elf. Just an elf. Just looks old as shit. Alright, let's fighting. No time for you, friend.
This place looks untouched.
The entire temple must have looked like this long ago. How could the elves pour such devotion into this nonsense?
We can always ask our hosts.
I will leave that to you.
Whenever one of the people wronged another, they would not call on Elgarnon to avenge them, for his fury would destroy all it touched. Mythal saw this bring strife among the people and went to Elgarnon. She offered to deliver justice when the people warred amongst themselves. Sorrow, Wisdom, and agreed, binding all to abide by her verdicts. Some petitioning her for justice hid jealously, accusing those who had done them no wrong. Hid jealousy, right, okay. She saw their lies and struck them down. Others petitioning Mythal for justice burned with wrath for imagined slights. She saw their weak hearts and struck them down. Those coming to her with clear minds and open hearts were granted judgment and protection, and Mythal harried their enemies until the end of their days. So don't approach her lightly, and I'm not going to loot either. But Solus was right, she did appear to be both. Man, this place. I get the impression that our path would be very different had we gone the other way. Like the fighting we just saw, we might have had to go through that. Because these secrets would just have not been of access to us. Gillenane kept herself apart from the people. She used her power to create animals none had ever seen. The skies teemed with her monsters, the land with her beasts. Andriel hunted them all, and after a year of killing, approached Gillenane with an offer. The gods would share their power with Gillenane, but only if she destroyed her creations, for they were too untamed to remain among the people. Gillenane agreed and asked for 3 days to undo what she had made. On the first day, she struck down the monster of the air, except those she presented to Andriel as a gift. On the second day, she drowned the giants of the sea, except for those in deep waters, for they were too well wrought, and pride stopped her hand. On the third day, she killed the beasts of the land, except the Hala, whose grace she loved above all else. Interesting. I mean, Elgarnon over there. Oh, come on. Don't lose our guide. Wrath and thunder, give us glory, give us victory over the earth that shakes our cities. Strike the usurpers with your lightning, burn the ground under your gaze. Bring winged death against those who throw down our work. Elgarnon, help us tame the land. Okay. Oh, he's waiting for us. Cool. Thank you. We haven't seen a shifter presence since Dragon Age Origins, thinking about it, but she could do that. Is this a body?
Penshra! Gilas Velathan!
I believe she would prefer that we remain close.
Just a quick look around.
Selays, whose heat rivals Elgarnon's light, whose temples rival Mythal's city, whose breath rivals Andruil's spear, whose skill rivals Jin's yeah. We give ourselves gladly to your service. Selays. The best god, apparently. It's a door there. That door kind of leading back that direction. Interesting. Side tours are one thing, let's just keep to the path. You hear that, buddy? There you go. It's quick save. Dragon Age will occasionally hide incremental choices that you make, so I'm playing as best I can to the character, and come what may, at least I'll know, yeah, that's fine. It'd been, if I was to go down that doorway, it would have been for video gamey reasons. I had no reason to believe that that door was significant over the other ones which had been presented, which I had not opened or even tried to open.
The Sentinels are holding against the Venatori.
We should hurry. Their numbers are not endless.
Nope, but neither are theirs. Well, yeah, more endless, I guess.
Vir sumil.
Can anyone translate?
I'll try. Can you talk like us?
Deltash.
Never mind.
I missed on a chamber in there, but we appear to have come full circle. So for whatever reason, like, they guided us deliberately around. Oh, maybe there was fighting in there. There is fighting in there. Do we not want to help? I guess not, no. Best not. We have our responsibilities, and cutting this off of the head will save all their lives. This is their job. And I have mine. Whoa. What? I mean, this is... Thank you? No. Whew. I mean... No, I'm good, thank you. That was weird. Was it because I followed her? Wait, where'd she go? To the Well of Sorrows? I'm fucking here. What the... Well, fine, whatever. Now we help. Okay, you first.
Make it take you.
Don't know what ability that is, Cassandra, but it looks awesome. We okay? Yeah, I think so. All that loot, I could care less. And it looks like it's right ahead of us. Alrighty. Oh. Go diagonal. Keep guessing. Well of Sorrows, what have we got?
The Well of Sorrows.
So Mythal endures.
Andraste, guide us.
Oh, thank you.
I want them dead before the master arrives.
Kaltora Virethan.
I will swim if I must.
Looks like they're winning.
So close. The well knows its vessel, and those who would despoil it. Stand aside, Inquisitor. The trials you set me, I have overcome. As a courtesy, leave now. Or not at all.
No, Calpurnia. We have things to discuss.
True. I did not think you so civilized. You serve your people. You have one last chance to save them. The Well of Sorrows overflows with knowledge, power abandoned by those the elves worshipped as gods. To walk the Fade without the anchor. That is what the Well of Sorrows will give Corypheus.
Makes sense.
If that's the case, why isn't Corypheus clawing at the well?
I will carry it like a jug brimming for his use. Can you not see? I knew you would take the well for yourself, to ransack its wisdom to try to defeat Corypheus. but you'd still be just a child, playing with a sword. Corypheus will wield it as a master.
No, we gotta tell her.
Once you've drunk from the well, Corypheus will use a ritual on you. You'll be a mindless tool, enslaved to his will.
Where I come from, idle tales must be proven.
Here, the page with his binding ritual. He tried it on your master, Erasthenes.
There you go. She had doubts before, so this is just confirming.
How could you know? And these runes, no one has written in these since...
It's enough, isn't
He
it?
made so many promises, and everyone a lie. Then he discovered Vas. He was to give Tevinter a true leader. If Corypheus would misuse me, he'd misuse them too. I was blind.
Yeah, and she did do this for Tevinter. I don't feel the need to ask this. Just rebuild it.
Perhaps Tevinter does need a strong leader. Be that woman, while you still can.
You mock me, Inquisitor, as if you'd let me walk away.
The Inquisitor is showing you great mercy, mage. Do not waste it.
If Corypheus triumphs. Listen, if any power can challenge him, it lies in the well. Perhaps its price is too high, but if you can take it, humble him. Vitae Benefaria, Inquisitor. Do not follow us. I will give you some time. I go to confront my master. Then I will return to Tevinter. If there is anything left of me.
Brave.
Abelas!
Is he literally gonna destroy it? Oh.
You heard his parting words, Inquisitor. The elf seeks to destroy the Well of Sorrows.
So the sanctum is despoiled at last.
You would have destroyed the well yourself, given the chance.
To keep it from your grasping fingers. Better it be lost than bestowed upon the undeserving.
Fool. You'd let your people's legacy rot in the shadows.
I agree with Morgan. It shouldn't be destroyed. So this is the closest.
Corypheus needed Calpurnia to use the well. Without her, there's no vessel to claim it.
The moment we leave, he will send more forces to secure this place. The well clearly offers power, Inquisitor. If that power can be turned against Corypheus, can you afford not to use it?
Do you even know what you ask? As each servant of Mythal reached the end of their years, they would pass their knowledge on through this. All that we were, all that we knew, it would be lost forever.
I don't think that we needed it. And I guess to an extent I still don't, but the way that Calpurnia talked about it. Makes it sound necessary.
It's better that knowledge remain in the well, never passed on. You'd rather destroy it.
There are other places, friend, other duties. Your people yet linger.
Elven such as you?
Yes, such as I.
You have shown respect to Mythal, and there is a righteousness in you I cannot deny. Is that your desire? To partake of the Via Belisan as best you can? To fight your enemy?
If you'll let, exactly. If you will allow it.
Not without your permission.
One does not obtain permission. One obtains the right. The Via Belisan may be too much for a mortal to comprehend. Brave it if you must. But know you this. You shall be bound forever to the will of Mythal.
Bound to a goddess who no longer exists, if she ever did.
Bound as we are bound. The choice is yours.
Damn it. Oh, shit.
Is it possible this Mythal might still exist?
Anything is possible.
Elven legend states that Mythal was tricked by Fen-Harel and banished to the Beyond.
Elven legend is wrong. The Dread Wolf had nothing to do with her murder.
Murder? I said nothing of...
She was slain, if a god truly can be. Betrayed by those who destroyed this temple. Yet the Virabella San remains. As do we. That is something.
And what about you?
Are you leaving the temple?
Our duty ends. Why remain?
There is a place for you, Lethaline, if you seek it.
Perhaps there are places the Shemlin have not touched. It may be that only Uthenera awaits us. The blissful sleep of eternity, never to awaken, if fate is kind.
Okay. I'm not versed to working on them later. Oh, am I? Because they might just disappear. I don't know, they've guarded this for so long and guarded here as well. I feel like they already have. They've given everything that they can. And every time, like, I think of just being a little bit more ruthless, I think of Liliana and what's happened to her. So, I mean, I know this isn't a major choice, it's more of a character thing, but I think I'm just grateful for at the very least the choice, which I have not yet made.
Thank you for this gift, Abelas.
Do not thank me yet, Shemlin.
Malas Amalin Nahalam Abelas. His name, Abelas, means sorrow.
Really?
I said, I hoped he finds a new name.
All right.
You'll note the intact Illuvian. I was correct on that count, at least.
Well done.
Is it still a threat? Can Corypheus use it to travel the Fade?
You recall when I took you through my Illuvian, I said each required a key? The well is the key.
Okay.
Take its power, and Mythal's last Illuvian will be no more use to Corypheus than glass. I did not expect the well to feel so... hungry.
Let's just be careful, okay?
Let's not be reckless. I don't want anyone hurt.
I am willing to pay the price the well demands. I am also the best suited to use its knowledge in your service.
Or more likely to your own ends?
What would you know of my ends, elf?
You are a glutton drooling at the sight of a feast. You cannot be trusted.
Of those present, I alone have the training to make use of this. Let me drink, Inquisitor.
You alone? You're not the only mage here.
I have studied the oldest lore. I have delved into mysteries of which you could only dream. Can you honestly tell me there is anyone better suited?
We don't know what it does, though. Solus?
What about you, Solus?
No. Do not ask me again.
Fair enough.
I would be.
You lead the Inquisition. This is not a risk you can take. I have the best chance of making use of the well for everyone. Let me drink.
You don't even believe in the price.
You're not concerned about the price. Bound forever to the will of Mythal.
Bound to the will of a dead god? It seems an empty warning. Perhaps a compulsion yet remains. Who can say otherwise? I do not fear it, even so.
She's been nothing but useful. But she carries herself with the weight of secrets, with the weight of hidden intent. And yet her son represents a bond to this world. I don't know. The son with the soul of an old god and the witch with the knowledge of elven gods. It's a potent combination. But she offers to use it in help with us. Why does she want it so bad? And how can I trust you? But I don't think it's a good idea for me as the leader of the Inquisition to be bound to the will of something I'm not entirely sure about. Solus doesn't want it. I don't know what it would do to me. But the elf chose me as well. I don't know.
Are you sure you want this, Morrigan? We don't know what will happen.
We do not, and yet it must be done. I am ready.
What is this?
Looking at it, listening to it. That's not just knowledge from the ancient elven priests. It's their will.
How would you know such a thing?
That's what Abelas was telling us. The collective will of the priests puts anyone who drinks under a compulsion, a gas. Can't you feel it?
That would match the legends, but it does not tell us what the gas entails. I would still use the well, but you are right. We must be cautious.
Okay, good. That makes sense. Did I get the option for any particular reason? I don't know.
Thoughts?
She is right about only one thing. We should take the power which lies in that well.
If it is truly between you and her, then let her take the risk. Make her help us all.
It's called the Well of Sorrows. Sorrows? No one should go in the Well of Sorrows.
Enough deliberation. Give me your decision.
I feel like the decision is there. I mean, between us, unfortunately, it has to be you. I can't have my will bound. It needs to be clear. As clear as it ever is with the myriad of factors against me, but it needs to be mine. Ugh. Okay.
It's yours.
Good luck. Just be careful. Of course she would.
Morrigan? Are you all right?
Alive.
Elasin Salah. Visan.
Speaking elf.
Sanala.
Morrigan?
I am intact. There is much to sift through. But now we can...
Whoa, what the... There he is.
The Illuvian!
What's going on with me?
Through the mirror.
Whoa. Booyah. Frickin' foiled. Are we in a loading screen? Yeah, but we could travel in different directions. What the hell was going on with me then? Because that was no glitch. Like, something was happening to both me and Morgan there. And then there was a being inside the well still that was separate from Morgan. A female spirit. But spirit doesn't seem quite right. What was in that well? Maybe Mythal herself. Holy crap. Who shielded me, but not Morgan, despite the knowledge that she drank? God, that's a really interesting choice. That was a very, very cool scene. I enjoyed that a lot. And now we appear to be going back to Skyhold. Oh, of course, because the Olivien would lead us back there, yeah. Cool. Oh, that was awesome. I guess I need to cut through this, unless I have thoughts. I mean, I guess I have thoughts. Like, my role-playing for Marcus, or playing RPGs in general, has evolved like so much since I played Dragon Age Origins, where it was very much like, what can get me the best result here? Which is kind of reflective of what Nathan was anyway, so it's not like I regret any of the choices I made back then, especially since most stuff worked out. And in Dragon Age 2 really made me make peace with the idea that as long as I make a decision in character, I can deal with it. So it's really nice to let Morgan have at that well, and you know, knowing nothing about the other consequences or anything like that, and just know that because Marcus is the Inquisitor, that it was always going to be this way. I think my reasoning makes sense. I think the only thing which could have like eventually taught me around is what Arabalas, or what his name was, said. That it was because of me, not Morgan, that they decided to give us the choice. A certain righteousness and a certain respect to the provings, which in fairness Morgan showed herself. Morgan, I wouldn't call Morgan righteous, but she feels less morally ambiguous in this game than she did in Dragon Age Origins, where she was always very mysterious and off to the side and, you know, brash and rude and pragmatic first and foremost from her time surviving in the wild, and yet still she committed herself to stopping the Blight. I mean, committing yourself to stopping the Blight doesn't necessarily mean that you are not evil. It just means that you recognize the need for the Blight to end in order to survive. And she was also forced by her mother. I think at the end of the day, Morgan has always skirted and yet still been firmly in the camp of characters who are generally trustworthy. They're not above manipulation, but I don't think they've ever actually actively harmed one of like anybody I care about, including Nathan, who is the character that she potentially manipulated most through, you know, bearing a child with him at threat of his own life. Even so, she was like, it's not like she put his life in danger. So it's not her I'm concerned about so much as the will of Mythal. And if I was going to use the well, which I definitely was going to, I became convinced like pretty quickly. My mind was changed pretty quickly from thinking we don't need it to, yeah, we actually, if we're going to do this properly, we probably do need it. And so if the will, if the Jas or the Gias or however you pronounce it, I think it's Geas, by the way. It's like it's a magical oath. Where not fulfilling the terms of that oath, I think, does mean death. At least I think that's the traditional definition. If we assume that that would have to be in the Inquisition either way due to the drinking of the water. It is better with Morgan, admittedly a lesser known entity, than with me, a fully known entity but in a position of massive power within this faction. Integral power, like keystone power almost. Well, anyway, this is a long loading screen, but I think that about gets my thoughts out. So let me pause, and I will. I'll be back. I'll be right back with you. And there I am. Whew, not often I'm in Skyhold with my battle clothes. Cheers, Morgan. Waiting for ages for that to load, and as soon as I spoke, as soon as I said something which is gonna probably need to be edited out, it fucking loaded and happened in the cutscene. Because of course it did. And now I'm in another loading screen. Son of a bitch. You better load me fast, game. I swear to God. Game? What were you thinking, game? Don't use the frostbite engine, game. None of you know how it works. It's like something's happening in the background. Sounds like I'm at the war table. It's like that similar sound effect, but it might be something different. Oh, seriously? Alright, fine. Nope, there we go. Okay, that wasn't bad.
I'm pleased to report we won the battle, Inquisitor.
Good.
When you went through that mirror, Corypheus and his archdemon fled the field. I'm not sure why.
What he wanted was no longer within the temple.
Perhaps. He spent so long trying to get into the temple, he probably couldn't have helped his forces by that point.
Then Corypheus is finished.
If he is wise, he will hide and rebuild his strength before he attacks again.
He will not hide.
We've made a... Oh. We made a major blow against him, but he's coming in here. What, are you?
You sound pretty certain when you say that.
The Well of Sorrows held many voices, and they speak to me now from across the ages. They hold wisdom. Secrets I never dreamed possible. But even they fear what Corypheus has become.
Should we fear him more than his army?
Possibly. Luckily for you, he has a weakness.
Yeah?
The dragon he calls is not truly an archdemon. It is a dragon in which Corypheus has infested part of his being. He doubtless did so out of pride to emulate the gods of old. That pride can be exploited.
That's
Kill the
excellent
dragon,
news.
and his ability to leap into other bodies is disrupted. He can be slain.
I mean, is that all? Are you sure, though?
You're sure? If there are no bodies for him to jump to...
You assume there is a limit to the range of his power. There is not.
Then what do you propose? Killing the dragon is no simple task, if it could even be found.
There is a way to defeat the dragon, to match Corypheus in his power. The well whispers it to me now. Your help will be required, Inquisitor. Speak to me when you are ready, and we shall begin.
Well, there you go. Next
I'll
breadcrumb.
see to Skyhold's defenses in the meantime.
Thank you. If he's coming here, we should move fast, definitely. Wow, what a chapter. That was a really cool little mission. I loved it. And I do find myself wondering about like alternative outcomes, things like that. But at the same time, I feel like that stuff won't really come into it until like later down the line. So I guess I don't really want to know what would have happened should I have drunk from the well, or should nobody have drunk from the well, because without it, Morgan only knows about the dragon connection, because of the well. So if none of us had drank from it, how would we know that information? Would we know that information? Would the end game be different? I mean, games, particularly games with a stretched budget, don't often have diverging pathways to that extent, but it can happen, especially in role-playing games. So who knows? Who knows? Wow. It's a freaking awesome mission. A really cool environment. Oh, it's nice. It's nice when you have a mission which just kind of like flings you back into the plot. It's really good. Let's see how that goes. I noticed my audio clipped there again. I do not know why that's happened. I'm gonna unplug my microphone after this and replug it. Hopefully that fixes whatever glitch it's going through. Anyway, in the next session, I think we're gonna cast around our companions a little bit and just have a bit of a catch up, see how folks are doing. It might wind up being a shorter episode if nobody has anything to say. We will see how it goes. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. What a mission. And I will see you in the next episode.